All right, I'm Nick. In the last video, I showed you guys how to remove the lower unit. I showed you the pinion gear in the lower unit, and that is usually the #1 cause of knocking. In this video, I'm going to tear apart this upper piece, and I'm going to show you where it fails. Typically speaking, if this system fails and you no longer have any kind of propulsion, I'm going to show you where it fails. I'll show you a photo of how it fixes it. It's super easy to fix. If you have a welder anywhere around you, they'll be able to fix it. We had one fixed for 40 bucks. Super easy, nothing to it. I'm not going to use the appropriate tools. I'm going to use a 5/16 Allen wrench. I'm going to use a hammer. I'm going to use 2 bolts and a large screwdriver. I wanted to use random tools you guys would have at the house. If you do have a spanner wrench for this plate, or you have a bicycle crank removal tool, then you won't need the hammer, you won't need the big screwdriver. Super simple stuff. But I'm going to use random tools, obviously like normal, no editing. I'm using the camera, so obviously trying to do stuff while filming is a little more difficult. But I'm going to tear it apart. I'm going to show you guys what's inside, show you some photos, show you how to fix it, all that stuff. Super easy. And that's that, all right? Got any questions? Or, wait, let's stop. If you have a brand new PDL system like this one, and you're not a dealer or you're not an outfitter, you should not tear apart your brand new system. If it has a warranty, reach out to Old Town. I almost forgot to say that. If it doesn't have a warranty, and it is a used drive system, then don't be afraid to tear it apart. It is super simple. Some small gaskets, some large gears. The gears are typically going to be fine with the exception of one weld. All right, I'm rambling. Let's tear it apart and look at it real quick. Okay, so for this first part, you're going to need a 5/16 inch hex key or Allen wrench. It's going to remove this bolt here and the bolt on the other side. Those both secure the left and right hand crank arms in place. Once that's done, I'm going to fast forward it to a little bit. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to hammer these off with a hammer. If you have a bicycle crank removal tool, I'll put a link below. I actually ordered one, but I want to show you guys how to do it if you don't have the proper tools. If you have a spanner wrench and a bicycle removal tool, this job's a little bit easier, but I want to show you that it is possible. First things first, we're going to remove these two. All right, so those are both removed. The left one came out much harder than the right one. Remember, this drive's brand new, so there's a little bit of anti-season there. The threads are kind of a little bit flattened out on this side. No big deal. This is a tapered system. If you have that bicycle removal tool, now is a perfect time to screw it in here, and then it'll push it apart, which is awesome. You do it both sides. I'm going to show you how to remove it if you do not have the proper tools. I'm going to go out to the yard. I'm going to stand on the pedal, and I'm going to use this here hammer to hammer this off from right here. That is the easiest way I found to do it. You just hammer it off, no big deal. I got to hit it pretty hard a few times. You can also apply some PB Blaster or even WD-40 in here, especially if you've been using yours a lot. Probably has some kind of corrosion or oxidation on it, so keep that in mind. But it's pretty simple. Let's go outside and have a look at me hitting it with the hammer. Now, before you go to hammer away on this, make sure you put your foot over here. I took that bar that goes across. Actually, I never really installed it because the drive's brand new. Make sure nothing is sitting down here. Make sure you're not hammering it towards your motorcycle or car or anything like that. That'll be foolish. I'm going to stand like this, hold on, and just give it a few good hits. You see it'll come off. If yours has any kind of oxidation on there or anything like that, you're going to have some problems. Now, this would be a lot easier if I put that bar in there, but since I hadn't assembled it and it's a brand new drive, we'll just set this on there like so. Oops. then we'll just, she moved on me. See if we can do it without it. Oh, fail. I need my bar. Hold on. All right. With the bar in, obviously you could put your foot on here a lot easier. Comes right off. Then we'll go back inside and we'll tear apart the turtles. Now that we are back in the garage, I'm going to show you a trick to remove this without having a spanner wrench. This is key. 2 random screws. You can also use an Allen wrench. You'll just go in these holes like so. Just going to put this in here. Screw it down like that. No big deal. Remember, lefty loosey. Put this in here. Give it a little spin. It's usually not on there very tight, okay? I have had a few that were kind of stiff because there's a seal in there. Nice and easy. And this guy will come right off like so. Come on, get out of there. Oh, it's kind of stuck in place. Why are we stuck? There she goes. And that's that. You can remove this whole thing typically. I don't know why she won't pop out of there right now. Oh well. She's right there. No big deal. At least she's stuck. Guess that's what happens when you have a brand new one. Ah, there she goes. I don't know why she wouldn't come apart. That's the internal stuff that you see. Make sure there's a gasket up here. Just kidding. Where's the gasket? Oh, there's a gasket right here. Oh, I tore him. That's okay. I got another one. Just wanted to show you for the sake of the video. That gasket goes around here. Did I tear it during removal or was it tear during installation? Well, that is the question we'll never know. Nothing to it. Very interesting to see. Things you guys should know. Now remember, this piece goes in here like that. Now, if you look close right here, that's a pinion gear right there. There is a Allen head right here. You could actually tighten that down if needed. And then this is the gear that actually breaks. Behind this coating of grease, there is a weld that welds this internal piece to this main piece, okay? And that's what breaks and separates. You guys can see that in the photo I'm posting right here. Pretty interesting. It's a super easy fix. So if you ever break this system, there's nothing to it, okay? And I got some bearings in here. Obviously, they don't really go bad. They shouldn't go bad. That'll line up like so. Pretty easy to line up, especially once you have this system. And what happens is, in case you guys don't know what you're looking at, this guy, oops, wrong direction. This guy comes through like that, and that's what spins. He spins, then this guy, you pedal, it spins this spins that, goes down through a shaft, and that is how you get power. It is a pretty simple system. Let me put some of this grease back on there. A pretty simple system, okay? So if you ever have a drive failure, don't be afraid to tear this apart. Now, if you oops, wrong direction. Obviously, if you have a warranty, you have no reason to tear this apart. But if you don't have a warranty, you shouldn't be scared. Now that gear I just had in my hand with all the grease on it, this is some photos of it before and after the weld. You can see that tiny little weld. That's where it breaks. If you lose any kind of propulsion and it's an internal fail, your shear pin's fine, stuff like that, It's this weld that broke the majority of the time. Take it down to your local fabrication shop, have them weld it back, no issues, reinstall it, obviously add some new grease, all that good stuff, and you will be good to go. Have any questions about that, make sure you email me or call Old Town. I doubt they're going to release these schematics to anyone. I don't know of anyone who has the schematics, but it's not very complicated on the inside. We had a few local guys bring us some problems, and I kind of felt bad, and I wanted to make sure it was fixed for them. They had bought used kayaks, mostly because I told them the kayaks are bulletproof, and we had a few break. Obviously, super easy to fix. It's not something I would worry about. You're good to go. Here's the rest of that video. It's not that crazy complex. Obviously, I showed you guys how I did it. No special editing, no nothing. Now my seal's a little bit messed up. I'm just gonna put it back together. Remember, you can go get this seal. Go down to your local hardware store. Just ask them for the right size. Mess around. For now, just for the sake of, I'm gonna put it back together with that broken seal so you guys can see it. But you can find this stuff pretty common places, okay? So don't freak out about breaking anything like that. Then you just spin her back on down, like so. Now remember, she wasn't real tight to begin with, so don't sweat it. Give her a little boom. She's good to go. She'll seal up without any kind of issues. Take those guys out of there. Boom. Now I left my crank arms outside, but you'll just put your crank arms back on there. You'll tighten these back down. My hands are slippery now because of grease. You'll tighten those guys back down to hold the crank arms in place. Make sure you offset them 180 degrees. You're going to be pedaling real funny. And that's that. Not much to it. That's it. Pretty simple procedure. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to email me at nick@navarrekayakfishing.com. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. You're probably already subscribed because we don't have a very big YouTube channel. We make these videos for you guys who watch all the videos. I hope it's helpful. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch.